Hi friends! In today's video tutorial, we're going to be using the Thoughtful Expressions stamp set and the Thoughtful Expressions dies along with the watercolor pencils. So I will be making a fun fold card and we'll be using these stamp set and these dies. And also I'm going to be using a sentiment from Darling Details, the happy birthday, since I wanted to make this a birthday card. So let me pull in the pieces that we're using. I have a piece of Calypso Coral, which is cut at 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, scored down the middle at 4 1/4, so your basic card base. Then I also have a piece of Designer Series paper, which is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. A piece of basic white, which is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and another piece of Designer Series paper, which is 2.5 inches by 4 inches. I also have a, I already die cut the, I don't know what you would call this sort of image, a circle with some scallop edging, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I used the biggest one to create the Calypso Coral, and then I used the next one down to do the white one, the basic white. And what else do I have? I showed you this stamp. Oh, and then I have the basic white piece. I already stamped the floral image onto that, which is this right here, and I use Memento Black. I stamped it ahead of time because typically when you're using the watercolor pencils, you want to use StazOn. I don't like using StazOn. I'm lazy. I like using my water-based inks or pigment-based ink, which is the Memento is a pigment-based ink. So I like to use my chamois to just clean that off. It makes it just so much easier. So that's just me being lazy. But you do you. If you like StazOn, use StazOn. I found that if you stamp your image with Memento ahead of time, you know, even 5-10 minutes, you just need to let it dry, that the pencils, the watercolor pencils, work just fine. So that's my thing. Alrighty. So we've got our parts and pieces here. So for the first thing I want to do is, before we start to color, I want to show you how we're going to cut this piece down. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and I want to trim off basically half of this part here, which is going to be the front of the card. So basically I figured that half is about 2 3/4. So you want to place it at 2 3/4, and then you want to go down to the score line, the 4 1/4 inch score line. So if you're looking at the right side of your trimmer, you'll notice that there are numbers here. So I want to bring it right to the 4 1/4, and I added a piece of cardstock along this edge, so it makes it easier for me to see those numbers, because without that it's very difficult for me to see. So just a little tip there for you. And so I lined it up at 2 3/4, and again I'm looking for that 4 1/4 inch score line, which is right there, and I want to bring it right to that score line. Okay, then we're going to turn it around, and we're going to just cut that piece off. You can save that piece and use it another time. So we're going to line that up at 4 1/4 again, and I'm going to cut down to that 2 3/4, or you'll actually feel it when you get to that part, and this piece will come out. You can save that for another card. And it looks like I have a little bit of an edge, which probably means I need to change my trimmer blade. But I have a remedy for that. I keep an emery board in my craft room just in case I need it. And I'm just going to file that off just a little bit. There's just a few little straggly edges, but that just basically cleans off the edge. Here, let me move that out of the way, and we'll just do that right here. Just takes off those little pieces, and there you go. So now you have your little fun fold. Now you could do this either horizontally, or you can go portrait with it, whatever you want to do. I think I'm going to go horizontal with it though. Looks like I need to go a little bit more here. All right, that's better. Just one little piece still hanging there. Okay, that's good. All right, so that is fine. And we're going to save this for another time. I don't think I need it right now. All right, let me use my bone folder so I can crease this. All right, we'll set this aside for just a minute. And, or should I start building? Let's see. I feel like I have a piece missing. I do have one piece missing. I should also have a piece of basic white, which I have a piece of basic white here, so I'm just going to cut this down, which is 2 5/8 inches by 4 1/8 inches. I knew I was missing something. I just couldn't remember what it was. So, all right, let me cut this down. So 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. 4 1/8, 2 5/8. Right, so we'll go 2 5/8 here. Okay. And then 4 1/8. Okay, now we have all our pieces. I knew I was missing something. It looked like something was wrong, but I got it. We're good. We are good because this piece will go onto here is what it is. Okay, so let's put these pieces down now that we have the right pieces. I'm going to get some liquid glue. Add this on here. Then we will add this to our basic white. And the designer series paper that I'm using is Detail Florals, I think it's called. Oh, I'm sorry. Delightful Floral is what it is called. And it's really cool. I don't know, let me bring the bigger piece here. So these flowers kind of look like they're translucent. So I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, that was, I thought that was kind of neat. So I'm going to add this piece to the inside. Now remember, for these cards that I show you, you can use any product that you have on hand. You don't have to use the Stampin' Up! Products. You don't have to use the exact products that I'm using. They work with any paper, any inks that you have on hand. But of course, if you would like to purchase anything that I'm showing you, you can certainly go to my website, which is in the description below the video, and you can shop with me. I like to send my customers a thank you gift. Usually a card tutorial when you place a $40 or more order with me before shipping and tax. Just my little way to say thank you for being my customer. All right, so that is that. We will add this piece to the front. Now, I don't think this designer paper is directional. Maybe it is, but it didn't look directional to me. So that's why originally I was going to do a portrait card, but I think I'm going to do a horizontal card. So we're just going to put this piece down here, and then we'll set this aside for a little bit, and we will start using our watercolor pencils to color our flowers. Okay, So let's close that up. And we'll bring this piece in here. All right, so let's see what colors we're going to use. So now I like to pick out the colors that are in my card. So we have Calypso Coral here. This purple is Blackberry Bliss. What is the green? Let's look on the designer series paper. I love how on the back it tells you what colors are in the designer paper. So we have Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Bubble Bath, Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, Lemon Lolly, Parakeet Party, Pool Party, and Pretty Peacock. Now, the colors, though, the pencils, because they're the older ones, they don't have the current colors in here. So let's see, I'm pretty sure that I have Blackberry Bliss. Let's see, what is this? Nope, that's Cherry Cobbler, maybe not. So I know I have Calypso Coral, or is this, I bet you this is Flirty Flamingo. Nope, that's Calypso Coral, so we'll pull that out. Then as far as the green goes, I think I'm going to use the Granny Apple Green for my green. And then what else should we use? What do we have here? Daffodil Delight might be too bright, although maybe it'll work. I think we'll use that for the centers of the flowers. And then I want one more for these leaves here on the edge. I think we'll use Flirty Flamingo. Okay, we'll use these four here. Okay, let's put the rest aside. And put this aside, we don't need that anymore. Okay, I'll just keep these up here. So basically what you want to do is you want to start adding color to your image. So I will start with the, let's see, what is this? Calypso Coral I'm going to start with, okay? Because I'm going to add the Calypso Coral to these leaves here. So what I like to do is, here, let me come in a little bit closer so you can see this. What I am doing is I like to go where the artist gave us these lines and just really, you know, press hard on those to make them darker. Okay? Just going where those lines are. And you don't have to be so precise. I mean, remember, this is art. But I think this adds so much to the card. Then I'm going to turn it to get to the other flowers. And see how I'm not adding color completely on the flowers? The beauty of the watercolor pencils is that once you either go, you can use the water painters, aqua painters, I think they're called, which are filled, you can fill them with water or you can fill them with alcohol. Or what I like to use with this is the blender pen. And with the blender pen, you can also just tap your ink. I don't have a stamping pad here, but you can also pull color off of it, you know, just, and I think I did a shorts on that recently. But just by tapping the ink like in a corner with the pen, you pick up so much ink. It's amazing. So that's why I like these blender pens. All right, so where did I leave off? Okay, so let's get these here. And I'll speed this up so you're not watching me. And then I'll come back and we'll finish it off. Okay, now I'm going to change to the Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to do these side leaves in Flirty Flamingo. Again, I'm just adding a little bit of color, not going crazy, because the blender pen will do all the work for me. All right, we're going to speed this up again. Okay, now I will come in with the Granny Apple Green. We'll do the leaves. Again, I'm just adding the color onto the vines. And then the blender pen will blend everything. All right, lastly, we'll add the Daffodil Delight in the center. And then I will start working with the blender pen. So again, I'm not sure what is in the blender pen. What sort of liquid is in here? Doesn't say. But there's some sort of liquid in here, and it lasts a very long time. And it is double-sided, so, you know, if you feel that one side's getting a little dry, you can use the other side. All right, so let's start this. So I'm going to start with the Flirty Flamingo. I'm sorry, the Calypso Coral. I'm just blending out. Now you don't want to keep going over the same area, because what happens is it does start to rip the paper if it gets too wet in a certain area. So just keep going around. Blending out. I mean, I'm no artist, so, you know, when I do this, it just makes me feel like an artist. So I will speed this up as well. And then when you want to change the color, just wipe your pen till it gets, till you don't see any more color on it. Okay. All right, next we'll do the Flirty Flamingo leaves. Just blending it out a little. Don't even need that much on these because they're so small. Again, wiping off the pen. Now you'll notice that my pen is very pink. I must have used like cherry cobbler or some red color and gotten it very pink. But again, you'll see it doesn't show up pink, so it doesn't leave that color. All right, next we'll do the leaves. And then we'll do the Daffodil Delight. I feel like it really picked up quite a bit of that green. So I want to make sure that I get it all off because I certainly don't want to do the yellow. Although in hindsight, I probably should have done the yellow first because that is the lightest color, right? So just blending it out like that. And if you feel you want to add a little more color, then go right ahead. Nope, that's the wrong one. I need this. And add a little deeper color on it. So that's very, you know, this is what makes these watercolor pencils so nice. Really like it. All right, so there we go. Put these away. I don't want them to go too far though, because I need to color my image, my inside image. So why don't we do that right now? Actually, I probably should have stamped it first, right? All right, so let me stamp my inside image on my basic white cardstock. I feel like my ink pad needs to be re-inked. Definitely. Okay, we're going to put this right in this corner here. And the reason I'm going on this side is because I don't want it to show on this side here. All right, I'm going to leave this aside just for a minute because I want it to dry. I want to clean this off. But I want that to dry. So while that is drying, I'm going to die cut the flower. All right, let's bring in my little boss here. I call this my little boss. Not my big boss, my little boss. Okay, we'll put our 1 plate, 2 plate, and I want to offset those. I've got my image, and then my die is right here. So we'll line this up. I like to hold it down with some washi tape.
because it just makes it easier. I have a piece right here, so we'll just hold that down, push that back in, and then we'll put our another number 2 plate over that, like so. Then we'll push it in, there we go, and we'll cut that. Okay. I have a new setup for my camera, so I want to make sure that I don't bump into it. I kind of like it like this. Okay, that is scrap. All right, there you go. All right, let me zoom back out. I forgot to zoom back out. Okay, that looks good. So we will be adding this piece to here, and we're going to do our sentiment in this. So I'm just looking to see where I want to line this up. Let's bring this in here, so then I know where my sentiment is going. And I'm going to be popping up my flower, my floral image. So I think I'm going to put that probably, I don't know, maybe about here. You know what, let's do this. I think I'm going to do this. We'll put it on top like so. All right. So let's stamp that with our Calypso Coral. And I'm just leaving my image here so I know where to stamp it. Okay, I'll just stamp that right over here. I did put that a little bit of an angle. Oh goodness, I got my flower on there. Okay, we're gonna leave that like that. Let's pop that up. Actually, no, let's put this down first. Let's use the liquid glue and put this piece down first. These dies make it so easy to line this, to line the nested pieces up. I love that. And that stitching just adds so much to it. All right, then we will put some dimensionals on the back of the flower. Probably do about 4, I think should be good. So do I need a little tiny one over there, or will I get away with this? Oh, I could get away with that. All right, let's make sure that when we line this up, that we are getting the bottom of the bee. Like so. Okay, good. There we go. So now I'm going to put this piece on here, and oops, better make sure that happy birthday is straight, right? That looked a little weird, right? I wanted it on an angle, but not that much of an angle. So I am just looking to see where I want to line this up, because obviously we just want the adhesive on one side. So I'm just going to stay over to this side here. Okay, then I'm going to open this up like so, and just hover that over when I know it's in the right place. And I can glue it down, tap it just a little, and turn it over, make sure that we're even, and just press down. And there. Perfect. Okay, so that is done. Now we can go back to coloring again. So let me bring this in, and you can leave this without any color, but I think the color just adds a little bit, you know, a little. So let's get our granny apple green, and then we'll do, how about we just do Flirty Flamingo? Okay, all right, so, and I'll speed this up. So I could even leave this without doing any blending, but we'll blend it a little bit. Scrap paper, so we're not mixing green and pink, because that would probably look a little funny. Okay. Okay. All right, let's put this on the inside, then we'll add some gems, and we will call this card done. And then you can add a sentiment to the inside if you like. I probably will. I probably should have done that before. Let's see what we have in our stamps here. Let's see, we have let's see, enjoy your day. How about that? That sounds like a nice one. Take this off. Put that aside though, we need to clean that. This block is not big enough. Oh yes it is. Just fits on there. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? Because I'm off camera. Like I said, I changed my configuration, so now I have to get used to it. All right, let's hope I do this right, because I already glued that piece down. All right, wish me luck. Oh, what is this on here? Looks like there's a little bit of glue. All right, let's see. I didn't put my labels on here, so I don't even know where it's going. All right, we're gonna go right there. Oh, good. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. It's a handmade card, right? It's a handmade card. All right, so let's get some gems. These are the opaque faceted gems. And they come in Calypso Coral, Pecan Pie, and Pool Party. So we will use a couple of the, gotta change my putty on this one. The Calypso Coral ones. So let's see, we'll put one up here, right? And another one down here. I think we want to put a big one up here, maybe. I think they're in 3 sizes. I'm not sure if this is, no, it looks like 2 sizes. It's a small one and then a larger one. All right, I think that's good. Should we add more? I kind of feel like I need another one here, but then I should add another one there. All right, let's do that. We'll add one here, and about there, and then we'll put one down here. Let's use a big one down on the bottom, right about here. Beautiful. All right. There you go.
Very pretty.
I love this set, the Thoughtful Expressions. You know, initially I didn't buy it because, I don't know, I mean, I love hummingbirds, they're beautiful, but for some reason, stamped images of hummingbirds just creep me out. I don't know, it's me. The reason I did buy the full set though is because I really love these nesting dies. The label dies, I mean, they're just fantastic and so versatile. So I really love that. So here, let me show you the other cards that I have done. And of course I have my envelopes done for it. So this one I did in boho blue and wild wheat. Same concept. I used my watercolor pencils for this, and I used the labels. I used these labels to do this on here. So, and these gems were the in color gems. So that's that, and I did the envelope. Let's put that aside. And look at that. I did the bird. I did the hummingbird. And honestly, I'm so happy with the way this hummingbird turned out. So, yeah, I'm getting out of my comfort zone with the birds. So let me know which is your favorite. Do you like the one that we did together? And I will make an envelope for this one. Do you like the one that we did together, the hummingbird, or the boho blue? Tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching, friends. Have a great day. Bye-bye.